Hello there, wrestling fans, and welcome to another episode of the internationally known Dudes at Ringside podcast. I'm your host, Joe the Panther, the third. And man, it's the middle of the week. I gotta bring back my American wrestlers because it's UK Wrestling Month. But this gentleman right here, Robin, he's just something else. Introduce yourself to my internationally known fans, Robin.
All right. What's up, guys? I'm Robin Distro, also known as RVA's number one and the Godly Emo. I am a ring announcer and backstage interviewer, and I'm so excited to be here on the Dudes podcast.
Yeah. Well, it would still dudes. It's like my Nike. The other guys had one to go, so it's like dudes, but it'd always be dudes, even though it's just dude. But so what made you go into the wrestling business? Like, what was your big reason?
Oh man, I gotta take it way back when I first started watching wrestling, and I just remember I think I was at my dad's house when I first started watching wrestling. I remember it was a backstage segment during the Attitude Era, and it was a rivalry between the American Badass Undertaker and Hollywood Hulk Hogan at the time. And I remember Undertaker like tied Hulk Hogan and a leg, like his ankle, to his motorcycle, and he just like driven. Like I was like, man, that was really interesting.
Hey, that freaked
and
me out
then
when I remember that. I was like, oh, I'm like, should we be watching that? Like,
and then like that's all I remember. After that, and then I didn't really.
hmm. So, like, you're like a backstage, you're a ring announcer. What is your favorite thing to do? Be a backstage commentator or a ring announcer?
Um, I remember. Well, I think ring announcing is more my thing. Like I just started doing backstage interviewing back in sometime in July, about like 2 or 3 weeks ago, because they had me doing. I remember the show had me doing double duty because one of the people that was supposed to come couldn't come. So that night I was pulling double duty, and we was actually supposed to work together. Like one will be doing backstage interviews, one will be out there doing ring announcing. So I think ring announcing is more my thing.
Hmm. So, out of all the ring announcers that you remember over history, who is your all-time favorite? It could be regular, it could be old school from like the Attitude Era and the WCWs, the WWEs. Which one was your all-time favorite?
Well, to me, I think that's easy. Like definitely Tony Chimmel
Mm.
and Justin Roberts, because I would say my ring announcing is mixed of Justin Roberts and Byron Saxton, but it's kind of a little bit of Samantha, the new ring announcer for Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
Like I do feel like my voice is kind of like hers too, but but I would say Tony Chimmel and Justin Roberts.
With me, my all-time guy has to be the Fink. Like that's my boy. Like the Fink, he could be giving little kids wedgies, and I still be like, "That's my boy." Yeah, he could be giving little kids the bushwhackers armpits at the end of a show, and I'll be like, "Yeah, that's my boy." He could do no wrong. Howard Finkel, and also from WCW, the old WCW ring announcer from back in the day. I can't think of his name
Hmm.
right now. Wow, he's one of my favorites, and his name blanks me, but he always announced Sting. He was the one that every time you would see an old clip of WCW, he was announcing Sting. He's like from Venice Beach, California, weighing 275 pounds. This
Yeah,
is Sting. That guy.
yes. I remember him because I don't know his name, but I remember. because I used to always collect WWE DVDs, and
Yeah.
I actually still have one of them. Allied Power is the world's greatest tag team,
Mm.
and he was announcing for this tag team tournament.
Mm.
I guess it was something Cup. Like I don't remember, but it was a I think it was a NWA tag team cup or
Yeah.
something, and he was announcing the final match in the cup, where it was Tully Blanchard and Lex Luger versus Nikita Koloff and Dusty Rhodes.
Oh yeah. I actually got a chance to meet him at a actually it was at an ROH show. I met him at an ROH show, and I didn't get to do his impression of him because I felt weird because you go to people that you love and you want to do their voice, and then sometimes it won't go over well. It's like a fart in church. You're like you do the
Mm.
voice, and then they're like, "I haven't sounded anything like that. What an idiot!" You know what I mean? You want to be embarrassed. You know what I mean? But like he signed one of my old tapes, and he was like, "Oh, nice to meet you." And I could hear it when he said it. "Hi, Joe. Nice to meet you." And I'm just like, "He said my name." My name's been said by him, but it was before I was Joe Panther. So he just said, "Hey, Joe." He said, "What's your name?" I'm like, "My name's Joe." "Nice to meet you, Joe. How you doing?" And I'm just like, and he was a lot older, so his voice is like, "It's nice to meet you." And I'm like, "You okay?" "I'm fine." One of my favorite ring announcers just said my name, and he talked to me, so I'm happy. Yeah. So,
Actually, that reminded me because I remember the month before the pandemic, I was at a convention and I got to meet Jerry the King Lawler, which is honestly my one of my favorite commentators of all time. And I remember like I just had to ask him a question because like I wanted to like to hear his voice, like that like iconic voice of his, and like I was like, man, he sounds just like he wasn't on TV.
mm, yeah, it's just like when you meet your heroes and you hear their voice, you're like, wow, I'm standing in front of a guy that's done so much with the wrestling business. So, out of all the people you've announced so far in your awesome announcing career, who is your favorite person to announce?
Ooh, favorite person to announce. Um, well, that's really hard because like I have announced like so many talented wrestlers.
Mm.
Because because I've only been doing this for almost 5 months now. Because
Oh wow!
yeah, I started back in this year back in March, and my good buddy Jesse helped me get my start, and he was doing a show, and he asked me to ring out, so I was like, hey, why not? And that's when Robin Distro was born.
Oh wow! That's pretty cool that you just you just got started, but you've announced so many wrestlers in your young announcing career. Like, doesn't that like have kids come up to you and ask you how long you've done it, and you tell them not much, and did how does it make you feel that with little kids coming up to you and asking you like questions and stuff like that? Does it make you feel really good that you're in this not that long and you already have kids coming up to you and stuff like that?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I had a few little kids come up to me, just wanting to say hi and everything. And I remember when was it? I think it was either May or June. I remember I did a show up in Culpeper, Virginia, and that was my second show up there, and like I had like some 5x7s and all. And after the show, one of the kids and their mother called me and asked me if I could sign for the kids. I was like, yeah, why not? And I didn't charge them, like it was free. I wanted to like just like want to like be nice and just like give them something to remember. So I for kids to like come up to me and like and just say hi is really really amazing, and also adults too. Like they have really liked what I have done, and I remember the first show I did in Culpeper, I got roasted by a kid.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, and like the kid was just like yelling at me, like saying like, and like I don't remember what he said, but it was like I was like come on, like why? I was like, man, I'm getting roasted by a kid. Like, come on, like I gotta announce the show. Like, why you getting mad at me? I'm the good guy.
Remember this? So there could be good ring announcers and there could be heel ring announcers because there's heel referees. Why not a heel ring announcer, right?
Right. But like I always like stay as a face ring announcer. I never go for the heel. Like I mean if I was like ever like wrestling one day, like I'll probably be a heel. But a ring announcer, I'm always gonna stay as a face.
Yeah, it's hard to be a heel ring announcer. What are you gonna announce the good guy like weighing 90 pounds, soaking wet because he's a mama's boy and he lives in his parents' basement? Like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna get beat up by that wrestler as soon as they get on those stairs and they get in that ring. They're gonna pummel you. Like, he looks like that because she just fell down the stairs. Like, what are you gonna do?
But other than that, like but yeah, like I've been like I've done shows in like Chesterfield, Virginia, Culpeper, Virginia, Hampton, Virginia, and I do have some some shows coming up from like August 12th, August 19th, and August 26th, which is really amazing. I'm so excited for these three shows coming up. Um and I'm gonna be working with some amazing wrestlers as well. Like I just found out a while back that I'm gonna be announcing Impact Knockout Savannah Evans on the
Oh
19th.
wow, Savannah Evans. Wow.
Yeah, like Savannah is best known in Virginia because she wrestles for VCW, and the first time I met Savannah Evans was about 3 years ago at a convention, the same convention I met Jerry King Lawler, GalaxyCon, and she was wrestling for this promotion called FSCW, which is Fantasy Super Cosplay Wrestling,
Mm.
and she was cosplaying as I think Lana King, or is it Lady King? From I mean, it's a character from Star Wars.
Wait, does she do a lot of cosplay in her outfits?
Um, well, I
Because there's
know that's
one girl that I just saw at PBW. She won the woman's title, and she was dressed like Spider-Man. She had like the Spider-Man with the hood, the girl, the
oh
female.
yeah, Gwen.
Yes, yeah, she
Yeah.
dressed like Gwen, and it's funny. The wrestlers didn't know who she was, and guess what? Everybody thought she was a one night thing. The woman won the woman's title. I was like, what? And she was supposed to be a one night thing. It was so weird. I'm like,
Oh wow.
yeah, everybody in the audience, because wrestling. We all thought it was just okay. She's gonna be here one night. She was one of the girls that was part of NXT, and then she was on AEW Dark. Her character, she was always like this in her pictures. She looks like a librarian.
Oh yeah, Leva Bates.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
she was.
I got the privilege to meet Leva Bates twice actually. She's
Yeah.
yeah, really really sweet. You know, I love her.
Mm. So, do you have any stories from like the road, from like your when you travel and stuff like that?
Well, I haven't really traveled yet. Like I just been doing much of shows in Virginia as of right now. But I'm hoping by next year I'll be doing more shows, like being on the road more. Um, I'm hoping to do show. I'm looking at shows in like North Carolina, DC, and I actually plan on being in Philadelphia next year for WrestleMania.
Wow, I'm trying to get there. Me and Papa Panther. I even told my dad WrestleMania is in Philly. He's like, okay. My mom even said it. Mama Panther's like, oh, it's in PA, so we don't have to go that far. I was like, yeah. And then my dad's like, oh, we could probably go there and come home the next day. I was like, yeah, because I went to WrestleMania when it was in MetLife in at
Mhm.
for 35. So yeah, I'll probably be able to go. I don't know if I'll go to all the shows. I think I'll just probably just go to WrestleMania. Maybe try to go the day before. Maybe try to see if there's anything close to the hotel. But known to the Panther family, we'll have to go there one day.
Yeah,
Like
actually, yeah, actually, because me and one of my boys were just talking about this last weekend. I just did a show up in Nellie Fort, Virginia, at Bull Rock Cidery, and we were just talking about like WrestleMania and everything because he's from Philadelphia and he has family up there and like of course like he's trying to like get booked up there, wrestle in front of his family, and that's really like the amazing thing about that because the thing about WrestleMania is that like so many like indie shows are happening and conventions. There's so many things that goes on for a WrestleMania week because it's not just WWE but it's other like promotions too.
yeah, totally. And there'll probably be a GCW show. There'll
Oh
probably be.
yeah,
I
yeah.
always guaranteed there'll be an XPW show somewhere in Philadelphia that weekend. Oh my gosh, there'll be so many shows. Even I know shows that are not even from Philadelphia probably come in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because like I've been checking out on GCW. Like I've been checking out some of their clips, and let me tell you,
They're
it's
crazy.
yeah, they're crazy. Like they're like
What?
going through glass and hitting each other with like those like long light bulbs.
Am I
And
now? Uh-uh.
I'm like, how are y'all even surviving through this? Like I don't
There was
get
a
it.
girl that I interviewed on the podcast. One of my first interviews solo. Miss oh gosh, I'm horrible at names. Uh I can't think of her name, but her picture of she gave me, she had blood, she's like this. And she had
Mhm,
blood trickling down her face, and I'm like, please don't flag myself Instagram. Don't flag it. Didn't get flagged, but I was so worried because her
mhm.
promo picture had blood on her face, and I'm like, oh, deathmatch wrestler. Like
Oh man.
promo picture had deathmatch wrestler promo picture with blood on their face. So where you live, like, what is like your favorite go-to food after a wrestling show?
Oh man. I think my go-to wrestling show. Oh, it would probably be pizza.
What kind?
Any kind of like I eat all pizza like cheese, pepperoni, meat lover, supreme, like you name it, like any pizza.
I had a chicken bacon ranch from the pizza place by my house here in PA that I thought was gonna be this tiny. I looked at it and I'm like, oh, it's gonna be thin and nothing. This pizza was like this. I'll have to send you the picture, Robin. It was like this. It was thick. It was like a
Oh
thick slice
really?
of chicken bacon ranch, and I was like, it. I could barely taste the bacon, but I could see it a little bit. And I tasted the chicken, but it was thick. And even I showed it to the girls I work with, and they were like, damn, that's a thick slice of pizza. And all I could think is, that's a big boy. I was like, geez. Yeah. If my closing question for you, Robin, if there was any young male or female that wanted to become a backstage interviewer or a ring announcer like you are, what kind of advice would you give them?
Well, the best advice I can give is just be yourself. And I was told like when I first got into it, to always be yourself and find that character in you. Like always like create a gimmick for yourself. Because like when I see like my real name is Tony, but in wrestling I go by Robin Distro because I want to like create like a moment for everyone to talk about. Oh, well, you remember like Robin Distro, and now it's this guy, or and that guy, or that girl, and that girl, and Yeah, like I always wanted to create a character of mine, and also always just like study always study the wrestlers. Like if you know that you're ring announcing for a show, always like go on YouTube and just study them, and
Awesome.
always make sure to do your reading, and because like reading is really really important. And but the best thing to get into the business is to just like volunteer, like help out for the show, whether if it's you know putting up the ring or tearing down a ring or putting up guardrails or setting up chairs, like whatever they whatever show wants you to do, because like the shows, like wrestling shows, they're always looking for volunteers. So it's very important to like get your name out there, because they can know that they can trust you.
Hmm, awesome. I want to thank you so much, Robin, for coming on the podcast. It it was finally great to finally have you on and finally get all these awesome conversations I just had with you. I'm Joe Panther the Third. Your turn.
And I'm RB's number one, the godly emo Robin Distro, and I want to thank you for watching the Dudes of Podcast with Joe Panther the Third.
Good night, everybody.